and welcome back to Tsuji USA's 30th anniversary special edition, Good Deeds Blossom. I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson, and today we'll take you back to Bayview-Hunters Point, California, where Tsuji San Francisco celebrates its 25th anniversary of compassion in action there. Here, wealth disparities run wide. For one, you have those in the tech industry, including software developers and engineers who may easily earn upwards of $100,000 a year. This kind of income bracket, becoming a dime a dozen, has caused a steady increase in rent, real estate, and the overall cost of living, simply because more and more high earners can afford it. This amplifies the burdens on the rest of San Francisco's population, including those in Bayview-Hunters Point, and drives many families who are already on the brink below the poverty line. To help buffer these stark class differences, Tsuji volunteers began operating a food bank where every week, residents in the southeast corner of San Francisco can get free access to fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, breads and cereals, and canned goods to keep their pantries stocked with nutritious, wholesome foods. This contribution allows households the chance to spend that grocery money they would have ordinarily used for food on other necessary expenses. It could mean new clothes for the kids, gas money, or hope for a family that just needs to feel supported. The psychological effects of poverty are wide-ranging and deep. They can include negative self-perceptions, the kinds that keep confidence levels low, along with work success and community participation, the higher incidence of mental conditions like depression, anxiety, and even substance abuse, and long-term stress that, when started young, can manifest as cardiac illness or cancers later in life. Now, understanding that groceries alone cannot solve such complexity, Tsuji volunteers are still committed to making the present moment in Bayview-Hunters Point a little bit easier and empower families to face the future. Take a look.
We are living in one of the richest cities in the United States. All the high-tech workers who living 5 miles from this community does not know what other community is suffering from this booming economy. So that's why we established this program. Before the food pantry program, we're not in the community weekly. They sort of afraid of us initially because they don't know who we are. They only probably hear about Tsuji from their kids in school.
Originally, the kids at school didn't have breakfast, and so that's kind of actually how it started.
We start showing up every single week. The residents start to know us, to know what we are doing, and that is kind of the bridge to getting to know the resident more and kind of establish the trust between the resident and Tsuji.
I got 3 kids, and the food bank is very important because, like, a lot of people's on a fixed income here, and they're trying to cut the food stamps. At least we got food pantries we can go to and get the stuff that we can.
今天准备煮那个面条了，我女儿最喜欢吃煮那个面条。
因为我们的收入低，有了这个些食物啦，就帮助我们
省了很多钱。
省了很多钱。
吃这个红萝卜很健康的，特别是炖女人啊，点不要那么咸。阿红呢，就是我来到这里以后，就是下面拿这个食物的时候，看大家是唐人嘛，就讲话，讲了就是好朋友了。
我刚来的时候住在唐人家，做的工资都是很少。以前我们住的房子没有这么大，3个人住，没有厕所，没有厨房，什么都没有，单房一个。每天回来下班回来，拿着那个去厨房做饭，好像跑步一样。冲凉都是一样，拿这个桶，每一层楼走过，才 觉得很苦。但是现在呢，搬了这个社区了，那现在就不一样。哇！我一講我都安樂得出。
没关系，我们就是很自然的，我也会。
现在呢拿了，在这个社区拿了屋子，心里呢，我不知道在干嘛，
慢慢讲。
心里呢踏实了很多。
今天我们就吃这个鸡蛋。
好，那我们吃早餐。现在好像好姐妹一样，有什么都可以，你帮我，我帮你，是吧？
好吃啊，好吃。
很好吃。
你放这个也很好，放得刚刚好。
I really like it that they are serving this community because some people are there really need help, feel happy to help people.
They have a very specific way of helping people, which isn't just like, hey, I'm just gonna come here, fix it up a little bit, and then we're out. It's more like, we're gonna stay here and make sure that everyone in the community through their lifespan is going to be helped.
So that's why we established this program, not just trying to help this community, but hopefully this is a good pilot program that we can extend to not just in San Francisco, but in the whole Bay Area. For me, personally, I want to see a better world for not just a certain thing, certain area, but a better world for our next generation as kids.
Our volunteers in Bayview-Hunters Point are working hard to relieve the many symptoms of poverty. And issues relating to food like food insecurity, hunger, and malnourishment are so closely tied with it. Many of us think of hunger as a temporary, easily satisfiable feeling, but as many as 19% of California's children go to bed hungry every night. That makes up about 1 in 5 kids. What's more, about 1 in 8 Californians are not sure where their next meal is coming from. We then have to ask, how did access to food become such a dire issue in one of the wealthiest countries in the world? For many low-income families, the availability of fresh fruits and vegetables is less common, especially in favor of more shelf-stable, processed, carb-laden items meant to fill rather than nourish. Produce that is available can also be pricier, yet not so fresh. So hunger and poverty work together to do its damage, particularly on children. Children are reported to be more prone to what's known as toxic stress, a strong, unrelieved activation of the body's stress management system, according to the American Psychological Association. This toxic stress can negatively affect brain development, learning, information processing, and academic achievement in children. What's more, for even younger ones, improper nutrition can stunt physical growth, decrease a child's resistance to disease, limit the size and function of a child's brain structures, and stunt intellectual capacity that will harm them as they grow into adulthood. These become self-feeding factors of poverty, compounding the challenge of individuals, families, and communities from breaking through its vicious cycle. However, there's still hope. In every community, there are those individuals who have the power and strength to rise above their life's greatest challenges, and yet Tzuchi found a kindred spirit in Malik Sanefru, an impassioned and compassionate soul looking to help the youth of Bayview-Hunters Point find their silver lining.
There's an Ethiopian proverb. And that proverb is that if the community will not be warm to its young, then its young will grow to burn down the community. Those are the three things that make a great student: available, aware, and responsible. As long as you're available, aware, and responsible, you're gonna have this whole support system for how you're gonna move forward. So,
I've never been to Compton before.
yeah.
I want to see what it looked like. Some people say there's still Bloods and Crips out there, so I don't like doing that no more. It's just boring being out here in San Francisco.
What was boring about it?
Everybody dies every day, and nobody make it past 20.
The work that I'm doing is the work that I've been doing my whole life since I was pretty much a kid, actually, and that's life coaching. So that's what I've been working on. It's the work that the community expected me to do, and they thought I should share whatever life skills that I have.
Well, I was listening to this song earlier, and it really got through me, though. It was like, I'm up in this jungle, every day I'm taking chances. My life is steady gambling, you don't understand it, or everybody's just trying to kill me. I might live today or I will die tomorrow.
Okay, so what was the verse? What was the first verse you heard?
I live in the jungle.
What is a jungle?
The hood. To kill or be killed.
I had a vision at a very early age, like I said, which set me apart from a lot of my peers. And so everybody that knew me just knew that he's just on a different path, you know? What's going on, brothers? Yes, I am. How you doing? Actually, this is for my sculpture that I did here. Yeah. What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? You know, I'm born and raised up here, so I was about your age playing up here at this park. Back in the day, it used to be nothing but dirt around here. It was sand, and that big spin around thing, the dangerous one, huh? And years later, I get this opportunity for Harbor's Landing. And it's really about, you know, keeping your head above water, that kind of thing, you know? So it's always kind of speaking to the population, speaking to the people, speaking to myself when I was here, you know, that kind of thing, you know? How you doing, sir? Have a good one, man. All right. Hey, that's one of my youngsters there. Most of the kids I work with over here, I knew them when they were scooters, like literally scooting on, you know.
Gotta work.
You looking good, though.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you on your feet,
I'll see you
man.
later.
Come talk to me, though.
To the house.
All right. So I got into a lot of different activities in the community. I loved doing it. My love came out of me, you know, drawing pictures of my dad who I'd never saw, so I wanted to, you know, trying to create my own world when there was nothing else to do. I have had a lot of loss in my life, more loss than gains. So being here, you know, my brother went to this school. It was like 2 days before we had talked about going horseback riding. And he was like, man, I've been listening to everything you do. I'm ready to listen now. I'm ready. 2 days later, he was shot 13 times over a cell phone that he bought off the street. And he died right there, you know, so. And I've had to maneuver in a certain type of way so that I could be able to look at it not as a loss, but a challenge to grow bigger. There's gonna be jobs that are gonna be provided to youth between the ages of 14 to 24. However, this project is gonna affect everybody, from elders to the children. There he is right here, come right on in. The brother right here is one of the brothers here I was telling you about. I think, yeah, give him 5 burgers. This brother right here.
No, he said, I don't want to get up. I'm saying, can you go get 2 burgers? I say, and I told him he young.
He can run that 35 times and still run again. When I came to the table with Roxanne Wazuchi, everyone knows who she is here in this room. We talked about this beautification effort. Wazuchi came to me. They want to try to, deal with this zero waste plan. And my idea was to come at it from zero waste and zero trauma. Double Rock has primarily been built without the consent of the community. So they were basically, the buildings were plopped in one area and said, you guys go over there, we got work to do over here. And now they're in the buildings and difficulties like, elevators shutting down, leaking roofs, people don't have money to pay rent, everything. I mean, it's just, the difficulties that never got taken care of before moving over there. And although you have all these other difficulties, at least you could say someone's there to remove the barrier.
I always have a plan to get involved with more of the youth group in Alice Griffith because they are the future.
Trillian was smart. He also homeless. 他跟着他妈妈睡在车子上，特别。然后呢，他跟我们失去联络6年了。那我跟 Roxanne 一直在想说，这孩子到底是怎么了，去哪里了？那我们以为他再也不会再回来了。结果呢，一看到他回来，我们好高兴。
Trillian, so what happened? Where did you go? You disappeared.
Trillian is, right now, he's a young man and he's inquisitive about his future. Another youth trying to find himself. And he's really creative. He doesn't know necessarily how he can use his creative talents.
I remember Mr. Moore used to get a heck of mad when we was talking class.
I didn't really like elementary school.
Especially Miss Cooley. And you remember that time when I snatched Miss Cooley wig off? I think it was me and you that got in trouble. Oh, that's me, thank you.
Jesus loves you.
I know Jesus loves me.
Jesus loves you. God bless you guys.
Get this.
Surrender your life to God because He has so much blessings for your life. Yeah, I just left a 5-year relationship that was causing so much anxiety to my life. And after I left it, gone. So God is good and God is great.
How many years you went to Willie Brown for? You was Willie Brown.
6, 7, and then I left at when it was 8th grade.
You went to San Francisco?
Yeah, I went to Francisco because I fought to Boris. They kicked me out of Willie Brown. We fought in the 7th grade. Before I even came over here, I used to get into a lot of fights. It wasn't good, but it made me feel pleasant. Roxanne and Lulu. Every time I did something bad, they ended up talking to me, telling me that I shouldn't have been doing it at all. So I ended up listening and not doing it no more. And then I came here and I reunited with my friend. Everything been good. Got me a job, my grades is up. I don't gotta worry about anything anymore. All the old stuff is gone. How you say it again, Danny? Suchi? Yeah. I'm gonna have to help them tomorrow.
What are you doing?
Delivering food to the homeless and poor. Shut up.
Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah, if you don't know the community, you won't think this is Double Rock.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. So this is the young guy, Glenn Brown. He did the design. And then we go in there and see how he has a smiley face basketball court. So check this out. Here he is on the old basketball court.
Aww.
There he is on the old basketball court. And see the names.
And now you
the
see
names
the
on the
picture.
back of the
Yeah.
wall. Yeah, old Double Rock. And there's see the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
See? Double Rock Wall of Fame. So that's what's about to be torn down, you know. Okay, so it would be Double Rock Wall of Fame. communal cleanup, new basketball court. We put new with the blasting word, let it sound around it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
If 3 of us cannot make it happen, we should not.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
The design of this, if we
Yeah,
cannot
I
get
want to
them
be
to
there.
come.
And we already have the design. We have everything laid out.
Yeah.
We don't want to come with a fix-it attitude. But what we can do is transform it into a greater opportunity for the community to be able to have ownership and at least be able to say, hey, we live here. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. So if I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, can we at least have a park? It'd be great to know if all of the parents in America thought that, how do we take care of our children, right? If everyone in America thought that, right? If every child coming up said, you know what, all of the adults in America care about me. Then we can get through some things, not over, but we can get through some stuff, right, together.
We're so glad that the growth of the Happy community brought us on Malik's path and helped City volunteers Roxanne and Lulu reunite with a cherished student from the Happy Campus program at Bret Harte. But the seeds of mindfulness and compassion they've planted in Trillion and other kids just like him in Bayview-Hunters Point still need care. Much like plants, they need time and proper space to grow, our patience and our constant attention to ensure they'll bloom and reach their truest potential. Only time will tell. It's an honor for us, too, to work with community activists like Malik to help us build bridges of compassion and understanding one child at a time. Tomorrow on Good Deeds Blossom, we'll learn more about City volunteer Roxanne Buckwitz, the driving force behind City San Francisco's Happy Campus and Happy Community. Thanks for joining us for City USA's 30th Anniversary Special Edition. I'm Dilbar Shatterson, and I'll see you soon.